Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and since it's Women's History Month, I'm here today to talk to you about Broad City Season 1, Episode 1. What a wonderful world. Broad City was one of the most hilarious shows on Comedy Central, lasted for 5 seasons, and it stars um, Abby and Alana, and they're the ones who created this show. It actually first started as a web series when they met in college. I think somebody gave Abby like a bad review on something she created in college, and so she was all pissed off telling Alana, so they decided to create their own show. And the web series is very hilarious. And then when the show was starting to get made into a TV show, Amy Poehler um got a hold of it and helped the girls create it and stuff, and it was one of the most hilarious things ever. But it ended in season 5 because the girls said that they felt that the characters had grown up and it was time to end the show. And it's one of those shows that has some of the most raunchy, edgy humor you've ever seen. However, there's only one thing that pisses me off about this show. They use the N word in the 5th season. It was funny how they did it, but still it was messed up. Like, there was no point in doing that. And then in the web series, for some bizarre reason, Alana used the N word, which I don't know what made her think she had the right to say that word. And because I follow her and she's a cool person and everything, but like, it just sometimes it's weird because she's all about standing up for the right thing and progressiveness and all this other stuff, but then she'll go and use the N-word. That doesn't make no sense. And not only that, but like, she had a Me Too story, because she was like an executive on some show. I think it was probably this one or the new one, and somebody somebody made like a very sexual comment towards her because she has like really huge like boobs, you know what I'm saying? And so she used her power and she fired that dude. So it's kind of like, I get it, that was like a great moment of hers, but then when she used that N word, it's just kind of like, that was also years ago, so maybe she's grown up, but the fact that they had it in the show many years later, it's just like, that's not funny. I don't know what made them think. Like, okay, I will admit, like, you watch the context of what happened in the 5th season, it is funny, but it's not funny. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so, with this show, it stars both of them playing their own selves, well, fictional versions of themselves, named after each other. Abby's the more soft-spoken, reliable one. She's the nervous one, a little shy, um, hopeless romantic and everything. Things don't always go her way when she tries to like date guys, especially ones that she has crushes on. She has like big dreams and aspirations that she doesn't always get to fulfill and stuff. She hates her roommate to death. Her roommate's not really her roommate. He's more like her best friend's boyfriend that's just there. Now, we never met her. I think we did meet the girl that he dates, I think. And so he's always eating her food. He's obnoxious. He's just annoying and everything. His name is Devers and stuff. Alana, she is the kooky one, the zany one, the slacker and everything. She just does whatever she wants and doesn't like to go to work. Abby always has to keep her in check, and she's just wild and crazy and super horny and everything and perverted. Like, let's put it like this. I think the show came out before the Me Too era. If it was made after the Me Too era, the character of Alana would be canceled about 1,000 times in 1 hour. Like, I'm not joking. She does everything from doing, like, when she's talking to people. I'll explain something a little bit later, but she will like say sexual stuff to people. She smacked a rabbi on the butt. She's always touching and feeling people. The opening scene to this episode, like, you can seriously get in trouble now for stuff like that. I mean, you can always get in trouble for that stuff, but really now. And so I was actually surprised they was able to get away with a lot of that stuff that she does. Because, I remember there was an Australian show one day I'm going to talk about called Sisters, and it got adapted into an American show. And then the American one, before the show even came out, somebody's all like, in the Me Too era, how can a show like this come out? Where like a doctor, for with them sperm bank type people, he put like all his sperm in like 100 different women and got them all pregnant. So he has like 100 kids, and people's all like, "This is disgusting. This is the Me Too era." And I was like, so if they would have saw Alana doing the stuff that she did, oh boy, they would have had a fit. Or maybe not, because she's female. So I don't know. Maybe it's just men now, something like that. Because rarely does a female ever get in trouble, other than Frankie from the show Myth. Ooh, she messed up big time. But so yeah, so this episode, so okay. Also with both these girls, they love to drink, they love to smoke weed. Alana is like the supplier of weed for her and Abby. She gets it from her roommate Jamie and stuff. Now, Alana is obsessed with Abby. Like she loves her to death and wants to like bang her and stuff. But Abby does not want her like that. So anyways, it starts off and they're video chatting with each other, right? And we see Alana, she's like listening to music, she's bumping, she's grinding, she's bouncing up and down, she's dancing while like on the bed listening to music, right? And Abby's just like talking to her. And all of a sudden, Abby noticed something. She's all like, "Alana, is that Lincoln in the bed with you?" Lincoln is Alana's like friends with benefits. They later start dating in the other season, but for right now they're friends with benefits. She's like, "Oh yeah." She's all like, "All right, is he in you?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm keeping him warm." I'm like, oh my god, she's literally on the video chat just chatting away, and that's what all the bumping and grinding and jump up and down and stuff is. I was like, oh my god, men have gotten fired for doing stuff like that or accidentally flashing while doing like Zoom calls and stuff. Oh boy. So anyways, we see Alana, she's at her job and she doesn't want to be there. And she's talking about like getting paid with the rest of everybody else. And they're like, "Oh no, nobody's getting paid today." And so she makes some excuse and she bolts out of it. She's always asleep at the job or she just don't show up. And so we see Abby, we see a bunch of people at a gym. And they're working hard, they're getting fit, there's sweat coming down their faces. And then we see Abby, right? And she's doing the same thing, like sweat coming down her face. She's like working, but then it cuts away and sees, oh no, she's not working out. She's the cleaner and stuff. And she hates working there as a cleaner. The toilets are always getting clogged and everything, and she doesn't like it. Now she does have a crush on the dude who like works there. He's kind of strange. Like he comes off as being very flamboyant, especially when he runs up like the stairs and everything. And so like um so while she's there, like Alana comes in like, "Yo, just blow off work and come hang with me and everything. I want to get us tickets to like a concert." And so she's like, "I just can't like ditch work." But then when the dude who works there is all like, "Oh, we got a clog in like the toilet and you need to use the snake, you should just call it Abby Snake because you're so good at it." That upsets her. So she's like, "I'm sick," and everything. And she's all like, "I have to go get my test results." And he's all like, "What kind of sickness is it? Is it herpes? It's a genital wart?" She's like, "No, it's the other one." He's like, "The big one?" Oh, he's all like, "Oh, you have to get checked out." And he's all like, "But make sure you don't have AIDS." He thinks she has AIDS. Like, oh my God. Like, who writes stuff like that? So she ditches work and then walking down the street. Now, one thing that's really cool about this show is that it's set in New York And it's really New York, which is very ironic because New York, you don't see too many shows actually filmed there that are set there. So you see, and you just don't see the nice part of New York. You see the dirty, grimy part, the graffiti, all kind of stuff, you know. And the homeless people you see on the street, they're really homeless and stuff. Now, one cool thing they also do is that they look out for the little people on this show. Like, you know how like New York a very busy place and there's always people somewhere, there are always these street performers and all this other stuff. Like, um there's one episode where they're on like a subway train and there are these guys just breakdancing on the subway train and stuff. They film this stuff, they show this stuff, they let people be seen. So that's cool because it's kind of like these people are getting noticed and everything, something that probably would never happen to them in life, you know? And so now they're trying to raise money because they don't really have no money to do it, and Alana's always broke. And so after getting pissed at Bevers and everything because like he ate all her food, um, they go to start returning some electronic stuff. They make over $100, so they're close to $200 for the ticket for the concert, but they don't have the receipt. And you know what happens next? They get a gift card. But they're able to sell the gift card to Jamie and he gives them some money and now they need more money. So they decided, hey, they're just gonna play music on the street. As soon as they have like little drums and banging and stuff like that, this one woman comes up and with her hat and she just starts breakdancing. So everybody's like, ah, ooh, ee, and stuff like that. So they start tipping the breakdancer, but not Abby and Alana. So they feel gypped and everything. And so they just stop playing, which pisses off the crowd. So then Alana's all like, okay, I like have a job that I go to and we can make some money. And with both of us, we can make more. It's a good $200. So it's something on Craigslist. What it is that there's this man and he wants women to clean his apartment while they're dressed in their underwear. So both ladies strip down to their underwear and they're scrubbing his apartment clean. While he's there, he's being super creepy, trying to touch them and feel them, and it just makes you think. You can tell this was made before the Me Too era. And so then they're like, all right, time for us. Then they get so creeped out, they're like, all right, we're done. Like, pay us. He's like, oh, I don't have no money. And they're like, what? You said you're gonna pay $200. They're like, well, I lied. But then he starts talking in baby talk, like, I'm a baby. I'm a baby. Babies don't have money and stuff like that. And so they get mad and they trash his place and take like his alcohol. As soon as like they leave, like he starts talking in a normal voice as he's on the phone. And so as they're like, um hanging out and everything, they're just talking about, oh, we didn't want to go to this concert anyway, we heard he's not that good and blah 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 and stuff like that. And so like, yeah, this show is just like insane. Also forgot to mention they're both Jewish, which is really cool because yeah, there are a lot of Jewish people on TV and especially in comedy, but you don't really know it until they actually mention it. Because other than that, they pretend to be like white on the show. And so like this is really great because they're doing their own thing on this show and they're making it happen. That's why I like this show so much. Well, that and it's funny and everything. And so it's just like it ends in a very hilarious way where they're all on the face chat thing again and something happens. Oh, now I remember. Jamie ordered pizza. Alana ate the pizza. And since Alana loves Abby so much, she wants to share everything with her. And so she's sick. And she has to throw up in the toilet. She's like, I want you to experience this with me. And then she's like, ew, girl. Okay, like, fine, whatever. Just let me know. But then she throws up without letting her know. And she's like, I'm out. And then Alana's all like, oh, I forgot to do that line. Like Alana's insane. Like, remember I told you her and Lincoln were doing it on the video thing and Abby saw that and got grossed out. And when Abby turned the thing off, Alana's all like, that was kind of like a threesome. Like we almost had like a threesome and everything. I'm just like, the girl is insane. How did she get away with all this raunchy sexual humor and stuff? Because she would have got me, like somebody would have complained, Me Too wise, about this show. But nah, man, people would like, it's hilarious, but it's just like, ugh, it's so wrong now. The show is so problematic now, but it's so hilarious and stuff. But I don't think for a second, if this was like reversed and it was like two guys, they would never been able to get away with all that humor. Never. Happy Women's History Month, everybody. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.